So that brings us. So those are our two finalists: Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Jaws. I mean, if this is a double feature in a movie theater, I'm going to see it.
Absolutely.
You know, how do you not have that?
As long as Jaws 2 isn't part of the feature.
No, it's not. I want Jaws 4 with Mario Van Peebles. That's the one that I want.
Oh, is that The Revenge with Michael Caine?
Jaws, wasn't that with Michael Caine, Jaws in Paradise or something like that?
Jaws Revenge.
Hello, I'm Michael Caine, and I'm here to tell you that you never take your clothes off in front of a camera because it's not part of the story. Oh, sorry. All right.
Michael Caine's got a great quote with Jaws 4, The Revenge. It was never called Jaws 4, it was Jaws, The Revenge, because Jaws 3D had been such a flop. Although I kind of like Jaws 3D, it's kind of ridiculous. But someone asked him years later, they said, Michael, have you ever seen Jaws 4? And he said, no, but I have seen the house they bought me in the Bahamas.
How do you go wrong with that answer? You can't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, our West-East winner, versus Jaws, our South-North winner. To me, equally hard. They're both genre-defying, right? Yeah. Jaws was the summer blockbuster, and Raiders of the Lost Ark was just... I mean, I know there must have been a ton of productions that tried to mimic Raiders of the Lost Ark, and like I said, Mummy came the closest. Mummy and Mummy 2. Or The Mummy Returns, whatever it was.
I think it's very telling off the bat that the biggest downfall of Spielberg, in what we said with Crystal Skull, is the one thing, until just now, the one thing he never wanted to let go of was Indiana Jones. Whereas he did not give a fuck about Jaws.
Yeah.
That franchise.
But simply because, my guess is because Jaws was, he probably freaking almost had a heart attack doing Jaws. Yeah. Because, backstage it was an absolute disaster. Whereas he had fun hanging out with George, his pal, and Harrison Ford, and being in exotic locales and just shooting great stuff, So that's probably why he just didn't give a crap about Jaws.
He basically created it. It's really the only thing he did that he made, to the best of my knowledge. Like he's not a writer, but between him and Lucas, they created Indiana Jones.
He did write Close Encounters.
That's why it's so bad. He's terrible.
Yeah, everybody.
I think that's the only movie.
Terrible. And E.T. Did he write E.T. too?
He might have had like a credit on there, but he wasn't.
Stop defending E.T. He was terrible.
E.T. is a great film.
Yeah. So Raiders versus Jaws. Wow.
Jaws is the movie he makes so he then can make Raiders. Like, I feel like Raiders is the movie he always wanted to make. I don't know. Like, that's the movie he earned Raiders by doing Jaws.
Yeah, I mean...
This is a tough one.
You know what I also found interesting about it? With the exception of Tom Hanks, it seems like whenever he works with an actor, he works with them for 2 movies and that's it. Because he did Close Encounters and Jaws with Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
He did War of the Worlds and Minority Report with Cruise. Oh, Harrison Ford. Yes, Harrison Ford is the exception.
They didn't do another movie, him and Tom Cruise? I guess that was it, huh?
Did they?
No, that might have been it. I don't know why I'm thinking they might have done another one, but no.
Because with Hanks, he did I think he's supposed to do something else with Hanks now, and it'd be like
they're working on one right now. Yeah.
Yeah, his 5th or 6th movie with Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had quite a run with him.
Because he didn't he do 2 with Liam Neeson, or am I mistaken? Was it just Schindler's List?
Just Schindler's.
Yeah, I think it's just that.
Yeah. Anyway. So much for my theories. What do I know?
With Hanks, he's done because he did Bridge of Spies and The Post, like back to back.
Yeah, Bridge of Spies, Post, Catch Me If You Can.
The Terminal.
Terminal. Yeah. Yeah, 4. Yeah. All right, boys. Who's going to take this? Who's going to run with this?
I'll start us off.
Again,
this goes back to everything we just said. Not an easy decision. And it does not even that one is better than the other.
Right.
Because of what Jaws means, because of it creating the summer blockbuster, because we would have none of these Spielberg movies, most likely, had it not been for Jaws. I got to go with Jaws.
See, I don't disagree with your argument at all about that. However, at the same time, Raiders of the Lost Ark was like the family adventure film.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like back in the day, they had the Tarzan movies, the Swiss Family Robinson, that kind of stuff. And those were all, like I said, big adventures. Of course, all the John Wayne cowboy westerns, whatever. But, I mean, having been old enough to see it in the movies when it came out, the universal appeal this movie held cannot be understated. Like, Star Wars was like a thing, but Star Wars was a thing for nerds and kids, like when it came out. Like, unless you were a nerd or a kid, adults, they didn't give a shit about Star Wars. I mean, honestly, like, I think my parents still haven't seen any I lie. My father saw the first Star Wars. He took my brother to the movies. He didn't take me. May the son of a bitch rot in hell forever when he croaks, because he said I was too young. But that being said, Raiders of the Lost Ark, everybody wanted to see. Parents, grandparents, uncles, kids, everybody went to see. It was like, I never met a person who like watched Raiders of the Lost Ark and said like, oh, what crap. Never. You know, it's like, that's why this one is particularly hard for me. Like you said, it's like Jaws, the summer blockbuster, like just a movie as a pop culture event is basically what Jaws is. Movies were great, you know, and the pop culture event that I can think of about movies was James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a universal appeal, right? Because it was like hot chicks, sexy cars, danger, spy stuff, gadgets. Boom. That's universal appeal. Everybody loves it all across the planet. That's why that worked. Star Wars nowadays is like, oh, the phenomenon of Star Wars. People like used to crap on you if you watch. Like, that was just a nerd thing. Like, literally, like nobody but nerds used to go see Star Wars, and kids. That was it. But Raiders, everyone went to see Raiders, man. Everybody went to see Raiders. It's because it had such cross appeal. Because even though the scenes were scary at the end when the Nazis were melting, you know, your girlfriend would go see it with you. Your girlfriend might not go see Jaws with you because she'd be terrified for a week and have nightmares. So, I mean, but interestingly enough, I mean, my argument is disproven by the fact that Jaws made the most money out of all of these.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, cultural impact, you can't argue. Jaws is, it's unfathomable, the influence that's had just for the species of sharks. Like, sharks are one of the longest living species in the world that's still around.
Yeah.
Fucking prehistoric creatures, yet I can hardly find anyone on the planet Earth who isn't somehow influenced by Jaws when you think of shark. Everything. Well,
I mean, the negative thing was, and the author of the book wrote about it, is the fact that right afterwards they started killing great whites like freaking popping M&Ms. It was just insane. And he was just horrified that this was a result of his book. And he was like, and he did a screenplay for the movie too. And he was like, this is not what I wanted to happen. And he was literally horrified that this was happening, that sharks were being basically hunted to extermination because of this freaking movie. No one
believes it. The whole point of the original thing is that it's just so unbelievable. This is a renegade shark who is going with everything sharks do, and that's why it's so unpredictable. They bring the shark expert who's like, this would never happen. This is, yet it rewrote all of that. And then suddenly everyone sees sharks, great whites as bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
You know, fascinating.
All right. Well, I mean,
but sorry,
yeah.
I don't want to influence you the other way. It is Raiders. I don't want to. I'm worried because you were going for Raiders, and then I was worried I was going to talk you off it.
Boom! Tiebreaker, Tomo.
So Sean, you already said it's Raiders.
Yeah, for me.
So I'm the tiebreaker. Okay. Yeah, like I said, this is so hard, and I'm trying really hard not to give into the subjective. And I mean, and the other thing is, I really enjoy Roy Scheider's work. I thought he was a great actor. I think in the pantheon of Hollywood actors, I don't think he gets enough credit, especially considering The Marathon Man. He was in that with Dustin Hoffman.
All That Jazz is actually my favorite.
All That Jazz, I loved All That Jazz as a kid. I loved it. You know, when half of the subject matter I didn't know it, but I still loved it. You know.
Why do I already want a cigarette?
Yeah. This is all right. I just have to do it. Like I almost want to just close my eyes and put my pencil on one and pick one. You know what? I'm just gonna go with Raiders. I'm gonna go with Raiders because like I said, I know the stuff that he accomplished, like what happened with Jaws. Raiders was only 6 years later. And again, considering what Raiders did, it took the magnifying lens off of Star Wars, like almost completely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what made Harrison Ford a bona fide star. Because particularly after Temple of Doom, he like went off and like made Witness and so many of the other films. I'm trying to think. Presumed Innocent. All of those like great movies, and he was just a great actor in all of those. Not Presumed Innocent. Yeah, Presumed Innocent. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I have to go with Raiders.
It's the movie that made the guy who was the best character in the most sensational popular movie ever made, it being Star Wars, decide he didn't want anything to do with it. Like he had to get out of jail free card. Like he was in the biggest franchise of all time, and he was the coolest character, and he was like, not so much with this shit.
You know what? I'm glad you bring that up, because now it just makes me think he was also, and that's part of the appeal, I guess. He was also in the other iconic sci-fi movie of all times, which leaves Close Encounters in the Dust, if you ask me, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Blade Runner, No, I mean, it's not a Spielberg movie. It's not about Harrison Ford. It's about Spielberg. But I just give Raiders just that much of an edge over Jaws. Yeah,
I think no matter where we went, it was a difficult decision, but it was a good win. I mean, Jaws and Raiders in the top two, that's pretty good. And I think for the three of us, we couldn't have gotten a closer call. It's not like E.T. was in there. I know one of us hates E.T. I don't know why, because it's a great film. You know what I mean? No, I think it came down to the wire on that.
It really did. I
don't think any of us would be mad with whatever the decision ended up being.
No. I mean, if I picked Jaws, I wouldn't be upset with Jaws. Like I said, it's kind of like The Last Crusade versus Jurassic Park. I'm not mad about either of those. It's not like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull versus The Lost World Jurassic Park. I'm mad no matter which one goes on, because they're both shit movies, you know?
Yeah.
But Last Crusade versus Jurassic Park, and then Raiders versus Jaws. I mean, it's almost, I know it's all the same director, but it's almost unfair for Jaws to go up against The Color Purple.
Yeah.
You know, because they're such completely different genres.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
It'd be like Schindler's List going up against, I don't know, Saturday Night Fever. You know, I mean, it's like, wait a minute, what? How are these two in the same category? It's just like, it doesn't make, it doesn't
compute. Or Holocaust. Disco or Holocaust.
Holocaust disco.
Oh, no.
But again, that's just a testament to...
Is that a fog machine? I don't know.
Oh, no. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
I got to say, what I was going to say, it's just a testament to Spielberg, though. Yeah. Right? He's such a versatile director. I mean, it's amazing to see the different stories he's made. I almost feel like... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
I was just going to say, I feel like Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, and The Color Purple are kind of their own chunk of movies that he made. Not that, and even if after you take them out and you look at his body of work, there's still a lot of versatility within there. But those were like, I feel those were 3 movies that he was like, I need to make these. Like, I can't continue doing what I'm doing until I've made, you know what I mean? I kind of got a feeling like
it feels like he made
them very important for
America as opposed for himself. It's like he made them for.
Yeah. Yes. They were exactly like those weren't for him. They were for like the greater good. There were stories that needed to be told in some way. So
I just pulled up real quickly just so we recap it because of the tournament and Spielberg movies. These are some of the movies that didn't make the list because they were below the top 16. So number 29 is Empire of the Sun.
Good movie.
The introduction of Batman. Big Friendly Giant is number 28. I know you're upset you didn't get to see that, Sean. Munich is 27. Munich is like universally lauded as one of his better movies, actually. Amistad is 26. The Bridge of Spies is 25. The Post is 24. The Adventures of Tintin is 23. Always is 22. Oh, I guess he worked with Richard Dreyfuss again.
It was a comedy.
Yeah. War Horse is 21. That came out in 2011. What the hell was that?
It was a movie about a horse in World War I.
War. Thanks, Andrew. That's very helpful.
No, I'm just shit you not. That's not even me breaking your balls. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay. The Terminal was number 20. 1941 was number 19. I keep on forgetting about that.
Is that the one with John Belushi? Is that the comedy?
Yeah. It was an absolute disaster.
That was a huge bomb. Yeah. I've heard about
and it made more money than The Terminal.
And War Horse, which is
probably
a better war movie.
And number 18, Sean, AI, Artificial Intelligence.
Great movie. I feel like the only I don't know if this is the money it took, not like the outgoing amount of money at the end. How does this work? Because
no. This is all gross.
Okay.
Yeah. And Schindler's List was 17. It just missed the Sweet 16.
AI is worth watching. You should both go watch it. It is a very interesting movie. It's like so many different movies. It has to be his longest movie. It's so long, that movie. But it's good. But
all his movies are 2+ hours, just about. I think Hook was like, or you said Hook was 2:20, Andrew?
2:22, I think, is what it was.
AI feels like it's 3. It's a long movie.
Wait, Tomo,
it must be really good if it feels that way.
What was the last one, Tomo?
What's that?
What was after AI?
After AI was Schindler's List.
What about Ready for
Didn't make the list, at least when this article was printed.
I really like that.
So,
I like that movie.
All right, folks. So there we go. There's our winner. The best, according to us, the best Spielberg movie ever is Raiders of the Lost Ark, which barely edged out Jaws, if you will. Jason, that's for you. All right, and now how about the review of our Brooklyn Lager? What do we think, gentlemen? 5.2% lager by the Brooklyn Brewery.
Good beer. I enjoyed the beer a lot. I forgot actually how much I like this beer. This was the last one that I had out of the pack. because in my head I was like, oh, it's the boring one. But it's a really nice. I personally really like this beer. I think I personally prefer it to Sam Adams.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a nostalgia is maybe the wrong word, but there's like memory attached to it because I remember sitting down in a pub in London, killing time for an audition or something. This was probably about 10 years ago, and I was going to have a pint, as in England, you always have a pint of something like on draft. And for whatever reason, they didn't have, I drank Guinness. That was pretty much all I drank at the time. I was like, oh, they didn't have Guinness. And there was something weird. And the only things they had in draft was like beer I knew I did not like. It was like Foster's. And I was like, oh. And this, I said to him, what's good? He's like, we have bottles. And I was like, bottles? Oh. He was like, yeah, we got this Brooklyn beer. It's really nice from America. And I was like, what is it? He was like, it's a lager. They call it a lager, but it's not really a lager. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I sat down and I got this bottle and I was like, it's going to be like Budweiser. Oh, fuck it. And I remember drinking it. And to drink this beer and be English and be expecting lager, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I never tasted anything like it. It was before I tasted any IPA. This was like IPA. Because, this was like the only beer they had at the time. They were still very small. It's like 10 years ago. And I remember it blew me away. I was like, this is it tasted so strong, so hoppy. The lager, like Foster's, Carling, it's so bland.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So I'm a big fan of this beer. I think it's very good. I could drink.
Okay. So what do you give it?
I give it a 4.5.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a nice beer. Again, the yardstick, if you're at a barbecue and all they have is this beer, would you be happy? I'd be perfectly happy with drinking this beer all day long. Like I said, I prefer the Boston Lager from Sam Adams to this one. But it's very... It's one of these things with the brewers, when they do it, they all want to go IPA. They all want to make something fancy because, quote unquote, lagers are too simple to make. Yet it's so hard to make one that's good, you know. And I think that's one of the reasons why they avoid it, because it's real easy to screw up, even though it's easy to make. As proved by Coors Light, Bud Light, Bud, Michelob, PBR, name whatever other shit beer you can think of that's in the U.S., Busch, whatever. I give this a 3.7. I give this one.
Nice.
Andrew?
Oh, I'm a fan, you know. I agree with everything, Sean. I agree with everything you said. I think about it being it's a lager, but it's not, like you said, it's got a little bit more hoppiness going on and everything. I would take this over the Sam Adams too. I'm not a terribly big fan of Sam Adams lager. It's fine, it's good, but I take this any day over it. It doesn't, you know, of the pack. You know, Sean and I both bought a similar variety pack of some of the different Brooklyn beers. I take some of the other ones over this, though. As good as this is, it's just kind of a go-to. I would still take some of the other ones. The sour beer we had from Brooklyn Brewery that we did on the last show, probably take that over this, actually.
Really?
Which that I gave a 4. Okay. So I'm gonna give this, and I like it very much. So, but with that, if that was a 4, I'm gonna give this like a 3.8.
Okay. All right. 3.8. All right. So there you go, folks. The Brooklyn Lager grades go from 4.5 from Sean, 3.8 Andrew, and 3.7 me. And we have our favorite Spielberg movie. Well, not our favorite. What we think is the best Spielberg movie. There's a slight distinction there, and it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Beat out narrowly Jaws. I guess that's it for this episode, folks. Anything else you guys want to say? Any more shout outs? Anything to anybody? Anyone?
I feel like we should play out the episode with the Raiders March. I feel like that's like...
Ooh.
I might have to do that.
Or it could be any John Williams. Anything from any of these.
I just feel like it's a great way to end. Like a funeral. I'd like to die to the Raiders March. I think that'd be a nice funeral as you're leaving.
That is nice.
You know what? Have you guys, either of you guys heard of Richard Cheese?
Yes, from a long time ago.
Right, Richard Cheese. Richard Cheese is a fantastic a singer, and he has his band Lounge Against the Machine, and they take all sorts of popular music and make it like lounge music, and they do a great Empire March. And I think they might have like a Raiders. I'll see if they have one of those and see if I can like just like borrow it for like 30 seconds and play it on the end of this episode. So, all right, folks. Well, for now, in sequestration, this is our new normal. We hope you enjoy looking at our faces for like an hour plus, or I think the last episode was almost 2 hours. So it's almost like a Spielberg movie, really. So anyway, thanks, folks, for tuning in. We enjoy your continued support. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And now find us on a YouTube channel, huh? What do you guys think?
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell people. Yeah, go ahead, do it. We already voted for the movie. We did it. We did all the hard Spielberg work for you. Come on, people. Oh, you know what? Before I go, we didn't get the full. You want to read your tallies? The couple of best votes. We had a Hook and a Jaws, right?
Yes, I had a Hook and a Jaws.
So this is just a real quick aside. Our initial first round votes, 83% voted for E.T., 80% voted for Temple of Doom, 75% for The Last Crusade, 66% for Jurassic Park. These are all winners, I'm just giving. 66% for The Lost World Jurassic Park, 72% for Raiders. How do you not vote Raiders unanimous? People voted Catch Me If You Can over Raiders. What the hell? What the hell, people? What the hell? And then 72% Jaws, believe it or not. 28% voted for Minority Report. And Close Encounters and Color Purple were 50-50, which I find appalling, but it is what it is.
There's some racists. Damn, I love me some aliens.
And on that note, folks, thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.